Hey guys, welcome again to another episode of Red Panda Fitness, the podcast. I'm Mike Yu, and I'll be your host for this episode. And in today's episode, we were very privileged to go to Japan and talk to one of the fastest rising AV idols in Japan. She's none other than June Lovejoy. And in this episode, we talk about what their daily routine is and how they get fit for each episode that they do for their show. So without further ado, here is our episode. Hi guys, welcome again to this episode. Before anything else, I'd like to thank my friend Jonas from MJP Agency setting this up. So I'm here today with the lovely Miss June. Hi June.
Hi.
Can you tell our friends in Manila who you are?
Hi everyone, my name is June Lovejoy. I was born in America, but I work and live in Japan. I work as an AV idol as well as a movie producer, and I do so many jobs that I'm not really sure what title I should give myself anymore.
But at least I know that you edit your own videos. I heard about that.
Yes.
You also direct right now?
Yes, I direct, yeah.
And not only that, you have a whole bunch of projects here in Japan.
Yes, I do. I'm enjoying life, and I'm glad that we can finally do events and people can finally fly in. So life is much more fun now.
That's great. That's great. So, okay, our podcast is called Red Panda Fitness, the podcast. So we talk all about fitness.
Okay.
So this is not your typical interview like what you normally have.
That's true. When I first heard about this project from the agency, I was like, really? Me? The fitness? It's okay? Like, I was really surprised that you wanted to talk to me.
Oh, aside from shameless plugging the agency, don't you think you're also an athlete?
I think so, but I don't think the common person, not the common person, but I don't think an everyday person would think that way. I'm kind of flattered and very happy that you could say something like that.
No, because if you take a look at it, you being an idol, working 8 hours a day, doing all those strenuous stuff, you need to have a very strong core in order to do that the whole day, right?
Yes, stamina as well.
So, can you tell me a little bit of your workout routine?
My personal workout routine, I'm really into hot yoga.
Okay.
So the studio that I go to here in Japan allows you to take up to 2 hours. Any more than that is a little dangerous because it's a very hot room, maybe sometimes like 42 degrees or more.
Is this the not ashwagandha, Bikram?
Bikram style,
That's
yes,
Bikram, yeah.
but they're really good. They have all sorts of styles, but just for anyone to understand, it's a very terribly hot room, like you're in a sauna and you're doing strenuous exercise. So I do 2 hours on days that I don't have work.
Okay.
So right now, maybe about four days a week. And then I also like to do dancing. So I'm taking like twerk lessons, whiny dancing, like the Jamaican style, things that move my hips.
Okay.
And then at home, sometimes I'll do like streams where I work out, like live streaming, where I'm on my exercise bike or kickboxing or yoga or like Ring Fitness, the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, the Nintendo Switch, yeah.
That one's the hardest out of everything. Ring Fitness is crazy.
Coming from a children's console, right?
Yeah, Nintendo Switch, yeah, basically anyone can play, but Ring Fitness is crazy intense.
At least you have time to also do some workout.
I think, especially with someone, maybe you can relate, but with a schedule that you pretty much control yourself, you can sometimes put off exercise. But I've learned as I've moved forward in my career, exercise is the most important thing to any AV idol.
Okay.
You have to be fit. You have to, even if, like, I'm chubbier, but you have to have a strong core and strong stamina. So you have to put fitness above anything else. If your friend invites you to a party, but I had like yoga scheduled that day, I was like, I have to finish yoga and then I can come.
I see.
If you don't put fitness first, your performance on set, on like an AV set, will lack.
Okay. Since we've mentioned, let's talk a little bit about your business, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
So, since you've already entered into directing and being a athlete model before.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I've been called that.
What's the hardest transition, or what's the hardest thing that you had decided to make?
For me, the hardest transition is how people perceive me. So it's not something I can control. But for example, people who support me as an AV idol, they don't want me to go into producing or directing. They say, "Why? We don't want to see your movies that you produce. We want to see you doing naughty things on camera." And then on the other side, people who only want me to be a producer will say, "We need you to quit doing AV idol activities before we can take you seriously as a producer." No one will really allow me to do both, or rather, instead of no one, a lot of people won't recognize me as a multifaceted person. They want to put me in one box or another, and it's very stressful for me because I don't see myself that way.
Is this just a stigma here in Japan? Sorry, I love you, Japan. I love you, Japan, but I need to ask this.
Okay.
Is it just a stigma here, or is it also the same when you go to America?
I work mostly in Japan, so I would say I experience it most in Japan, but I could see it happening in America too. You hear stories about maybe someone who retires from AV activities and then tries to become a teacher,
Okay.
and then the parents get really upset and say, you cannot teach children. Like, even if someone tries to move away or tries to do something other than AV, society doesn't let them. But you will always find someone who does see you as a multifaceted person and does allow you to, or recognize that you do multiple activities. So I just have to find the right people. But it's hard when it comes from my fans as well, because they're scared that I will leave AV, and then what they supported me in, or what they liked about me the most, I'll stop doing. And I think they're just very scared about that, and I recognize it.
I see. But correct me if I'm wrong. You started AV 3 years or 4 years ago?
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much.
I did my research.
Thank you so much. Good interview. Good interview. So 2020, January 2020 was my debut. So I probably filmed. My very first film was in October of 2019.
Okay.
So that's when I first shot.
So really before the pandemic.
Yes, I know, and I debuted right before the pandemic. I couldn't have known.
Well, at least from that, people have started knowing you.
Right, but one thing I talked to a friend recently is I feel like my career was really stunted by the pandemic.
Okay.
Because AV actresses, at least the way I want to carry myself within the industry, I really like meeting with fans, and I love events. I love them so much. So with the pandemic, I couldn't even meet Japanese fans.
Oh.
So all of these people on the internet were like, who is this Caucasian person in the industry? This is, different. What is she like? But no one could actually meet me, and it was harder to sell films because you have to have events to sell films. It helps drive them up because people will come get them autographed and shake your hand. But I do feel like because of the pandemic, my career was a bit stunted. But I'm going to try and catch up.
Yes. At least right now the borders are opening already.
Yes.
Hopefully you can go to Manila and do an event there.
Oh my God. But he told me off camera, I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
It's okay, go ahead.
Okay. He said, oh, you have fans in Manila. And I thought, no, someone else, right? Not me. So I'm very happy, but I don't know if I believe you.
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
You'd be surprised.
That's crazy.
The reason I said that because I told a friend of mine.
Okay.
She's an owner of a licorice ice cream. I should say that.
Oh,
From many people or many friends of mine in Manila.
Okay.
She actually owns. Sorry, shameless plug again. Tipsy Cream ice cream. Sorry.
When you say does it have liqueur in it?
They have liquor in it. They have beer ice cream.
Oh my goodness.
Rum ice cream and all those things.
Okay. And
she was the one who said, "I know her."
no way, a beautiful woman?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
She's actually married,
That's okay.
but she actually knows you. That's
Wow.
that's so nice.
That's crazy. Actually, I went recently to an art event, and I would say over 70% of the people who came up to me and said, "Are you June Lovejoy? Can I get a photo with you?" were women.
Oh,
That made me so happy. I love women too, so.
great. But you love more the Filipino people. You know their
Okay.
hospitality.
I grew up in a military family,
Yeah.
so a lot of military children have like a Filipino mother. From like the dad's getting stationed in the Philippines and then coming back with a wife and then having a family. Filipino moms were the nicest. I always wished as a kid, oh man, I shouldn't have been born American. I want to be born Filipino. Why are the moms so nice?
I think they like cooking.
Okay, and that's how they show their love.
Yes,
But I felt the love.
you felt the love.
The pandesal.
The bread.
The bread, my friend's mom would always put it in a Ziploc bag and just give it to me. And I felt so loved, like I'm not your kid, but you're making me food. Something that American parents don't do very often.
I think that's most of the Filipino people's love language is food.
Food, okay.
Yeah.
I felt the love.
So since you've eaten pandesal before,
Yes.
what is your favorite topping inside the pandesal?
Topping, I never actually had it with a topping. I didn't, she would give it to me in a Ziploc bag, no instructions, so I
Okay.
would just eat it like that.
Okay.
But it was sweet and a little bit salty.
Oh.
But what do you put on it?
In the Philippines, we usually put our breakfast on it.
I didn't know it was a breakfast food.
It can be a breakfast food. It can be a snack food.
Okay,
But most of the time, we do it with we place corned beef inside and eat it with it.
Never had it.
But
Okay.
have you tried it with ice cream?
No, that's great. Oh, I kind of want to try it though.
In the Philippines, if we call it dirty ice cream.
Dirty ice cream.
No,
okay.
it's being sold in the streets.
Okay,
That's the
okay.
reason why we call it dirty ice
Okay.
cream. You can actually buy bread with ice cream inside
Okay. Okay.
and then start eating it anywhere.
Do you eat it all year round? Are the Philippines like pretty much hot year round?
It's hot and wet.
Hot and wet. Okay.
Hot and wet.
Okay.
Um, Like right now, I think our summer just started.
Okay, so you're a little bit earlier than Japan.
Yes.
But is your rainy, sorry, is
It's
your
okay.
rainy season like continuous? For example, in Japan, we have a rainy season for about 2 weeks or so.
It's continuous and it's very sporadic. So
Oh
sometimes the weather
no.
said, I want to have rain today. Like yesterday, I know it's hot, but it rained in the evening.
Oh my goodness. So how do you plan for like events like concerts when famous bands come from America to the Philippines?
That's the reason why they like singing under the rain.
Oh, that's cool. But your equipment might like get damaged.
Let the producers think
Okay,
about it.
okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh wow.
So um, I think that's our directors already giving us a signal or
Okay.
something. Can you tell our audience where can they find you?
You can find, if you don't want something too explicit, you can find me on Instagram. Those are pretty much safe for work posts. And then if you don't mind a little bit of naughty posts here and there, Twitter is great. I have a YouTube channel as well. If you look up June Lovejoy on YouTube, I'm sure you'll find me. And I'm all across on social media, TikTok sometimes, but Twitter and Instagram are my main for sure.
Okay, so you'll hear more from June Lovejoy in the future episode because I think me and my team will actually be back here.
Oh my God. Okay. I can't wait to see you again. And can I ask for Filipino food next time?
Definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Or maybe we can actually do a cooking show.
Yes. Okay.
Filipino cooking show.
Very good. Oh, good. I haven't eaten all day. So.
Sounds great. So, guys, again, I'd like to thank our friend from MJP Agency, Jonas, for this episode. And again, I'll see you guys in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And in today's episode, we would like to thank MJP Agency, who actually helped us get in touch with June Lovejoy. You can know more about them in the description below. Again, this is Mike Yu, and you're listening to Red Panda Fitness, the podcast. Till next time,